Hey everybody, this is Josh from Leaf Trading Cards here with the weekend preview for college football. I am at the beach this week for Thanksgiving, but I wanted to still bring you guys the weekend preview. There are a ton of big games this week with championship weekend next weekend, but this is rivalry weekend, so we will see a ton of huge games with playoff implications. We'll start with Ole Miss at Mississippi State. Ole Miss can punch their ticket into the playoffs if they can win at Mississippi State. Will Lane Kiffin still be there? We'll find out. Georgia at Georgia Tech. Tech had a heartbreaking loss to Pitt. They can still have a great season by knocking off Georgia. Georgia will solidify their place in the college football playoff if they can beat Tech. A&M at Texas. Huge game here for A&M. Not so much for Texas. Texas is probably out of the playoffs, but A&M is in for sure if they win. Arizona at Arizona State. Arizona State still has a chance to get into the playoffs, potentially as the Big 12 championship, so they got to win this one. And then on Saturday, we've got a big one, OSU, Ohio State at Michigan. Michigan has had Ohio State's number. Can Ohio State figure it out this year and beat Michigan? Michigan's only hopes of getting in the playoffs is beating Ohio State. Texas Tech at West Virginia. If Texas Tech wins this, they are in. But that's a tough game to play at Morgantown. West Virginia always presents some problems, even when they're not quite as good, so we'll see on that one. Miami at Pitt, maybe the biggest game of the weekend. Miami is really still trying to get into the playoff. This is a must-win for both teams. Pitt gets into the ACC championship game with a win here. Potentially, I should say, if other teams lose. Miami has no chance if they lose this. Both teams trying to get into the playoffs. Oregon at Washington. Oregon had a big win over USC. Can they solidify that? If they beat Washington, they're in the playoff. If they lose, they could be out. LSU at Oklahoma. Oklahoma should most likely be in, but they can't afford to slip up here against Oklahoma. Vandy at Tennessee. Can Vandy have one more resume-building win at Tennessee and get in? We'll see. Virginia Tech at Virginia. Virginia has to win this. They're trying to get to the ACC championship game to get that automatic bid, but they got to beat Virginia Tech at home. Tech hasn't had a great season, doesn't have a coach, so they should win, but you never know. Alabama at Auburn, always a big game. Our Leaf exclusive Deuce Night should get some playing time for Auburn. If Alabama wins this game, they are in, but will they get slipped up by Auburn? And lastly, SMU at Cal. SMU trying to win the ACC. Can they beat Cal on the road and punch that ticket to the ACC championship game to maybe get to the playoffs? We'll see. Have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.